Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to focus on Phil Town's portfolio for Q1 2023. So we get to see the Rule 1 portfolio, all the trades that he did in Q1, whether he's buying or selling shares, or what my favorite part of this process, looking at his portfolio, is looking at his option contracts. What is he really interested on as far as puts go, and potentially what he's looking to possibly sell at certain prices when he does his call option. So we're going to take a look at all of this in this video. We're also going to take a look at how well his portfolio is performing so far. So I started tracking this at the beginning of last year, so 2022, so you can kind of see how it's been trending over time. And if you don't know much about Phil Town, he is a value investor. He's probably most known for his books that are on the market. You can see one here behind me, Payback Time. He has Rule 1 Investing. He has another one with his daughter as well called Invested. And he's certainly one that I follow very closely. In fact, I took his course about 3+ years ago, and I learned a lot from it. And I kind of look at how he trades his stocks, or buys stocks and holds them and that sort of thing, and looking to see if he's still following his principles and his philosophies. And I think for the most part, from what I've seen, he does just that. Sometimes there's some things that kind of come up, that kind of question a little bit, but for the most part, I think he does follow his strategy very, very well. And he talks about the 4M's, meaning, so make sure you understand the business. 2 is moat, so make sure that the business has a competitive advantage. Talks about management, make sure that they're vested in the company, they care about the company as much as the shareholder. And fourth, and maybe most important, is a margin of safety, or a stock that's selling at a discount. If you don't know how to value a stock, it's absolutely critical, and you have to have a strategy in place from analyzing companies, analyzing financials, and also making sure you can value stocks. And his books do that. So his Rule 1 Investing book does that. I also offer that on my Patreon as well too. If you're interested, I'll put a link down to the description. And let's just get right into his portfolio right now. All right, so what you can see on this screen is a new website that I really haven't shown on this channel, and I always try to bring you guys new content, whenever I can. And I actually got this from one of my subscribers. They mentioned this website called valuecider.com. It is kind of geared toward more value investors. So you can actually go on this website totally free, and you can look up certain gurus that you might want to follow. And Phil Town is one of those. In fact, I really haven't found his portfolio on other websites, so this one's really cool. You can kind of see all his activity and kind of see what's in his portfolio as of the last quarter. So again, this is Q1 2023. As you can see up here, his portfolio is worth around 150 million. And he has about 10 stocks in there. And we're going to go through each one of these, and then we're going to talk about this new stock that he bought, one that he sold, and we're going to take a look at his options that he traded in the quarter as well. So the first one you can see on here is FH Government Obligation. That's basically his cash position. So 42% of his portfolio right now is in cash. And he typically holds a lot in cash, or I'd say around a third of his portfolio. That kind of tells me offhand that he really thinks that the market is most likely going to be dropping more going into the future. When I've seen his portfolio, as far as cash on hand goes, when it's been around 25% or less, it tells me he's more bullish on the market. But with being over 40% of his portfolio right now, that gives me a good indicator that he thinks that the stock market is going to be going down in the future overall. His largest stock position is Netflix, 16%, Activision Blizzard, 11%, Banco ZK, 9%, Sprout, 6%, Huntington Eagles is 4.5%, Alphabet is 4%, Sturm Ruger and Company is 2%, Tyson Foods, this is a new one, which we'll talk about here in a second, 2%, and then iShares Silver Trust, this is an ETF that he's been kind of trading. I think he's been trying to get out of it, actually, and it's about 0.7% of his portfolio. So the stock that he bought in the quarter is Tyson Foods, ticker symbol TSN. Very small position. He typically buys, the first tranche is what he calls it, around 2 or 3%. Waits if it goes down further, then he buys more. He may sell some put options on this as well too. And we'll take a look at his put option contracts here in a little bit. But this is a company that most people would recognize. I think it is the largest, I won't say manufacturer, but packager of chicken. And, I've talked about actually in my Patreon channel, which is kind of interesting, about a month and a half ago, I actually bought a small portion of Tyson Foods. And I'll probably be doing a separate video on Tyson, doing a bigger deep dive into them. So if you're interested, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, hit that bell notification if you don't want to miss that. But that's kind of an interesting buy, I think, in the quarter, because his 10 cap valuation, when I do it, looks really cheap right now. Now, the one he sold out of during the quarter is Armada Hoffler, ticker symbol AHH. It was roughly about 3% of his portfolio, 400,000 shares. This is a REIT, so I don't know if he's just down on REITs in general right now, or this particular one he just is kind of done with and getting out. He held it for quite a while. I feel like he's held it for close to, boy, I want to say at least 3 years, roughly. So he's been holding it for quite a while. He didn't have a massive gain or anything on it. So that one's just kind of interesting on what he did there. So let's go take a look at his portfolio as far as his returns so far. And this is something that I've been tracking. So you can see sorry if you hear my dog barking in the background there. It's raining right now and they're kind of going crazy. But 2022, you can see his portfolio here. He was down 8% for the year. The market in general, so like the S&P 500 was down actually double that. So he did better than the market. And I would expect that on a down year. Because he holds so much in cash. Well, the opposite could be true when the market's going up. I'd probably expect him not to do as well because he's holding so much cash. The first quarter, he was up 3%. So I'll keep track of that going forward, and then we'll keep looking at that each quarter, kind of seeing how well his portfolio performed overall. Now let's take a look at his option contracts in the quarter. And here they are. So you can actually see Alphabet. He sold some put options at $100 strike price. So that tells me that he likes Alphabet under $100, and that expired March 31. iShares, he sold some call options, so he's trying to get rid of it. If it goes above $22.50, that's the one he's been trying to sell out of. It seems like Amazon, he sold some put options at $92. That was a pretty good, I think. I think Alphabet and Amazon were both really, really good put options that he did there. And I don't know that he would have actually gotten those based on when the expiration dates were on these. But I think those were really good price points that he did. Boeing, interestingly enough, he sold some put options and he bought some put options on Boeing for the put options at 160, the sold ones at 165. They expire April 2021 there. HP, this is a new one that has not been on my radar really. I know Warren Buffett owns this one, but he sold some put options at $26.50. So you must like that under $26. Pool Corp, this one really surprised me. So this is a company that I believe manufactures, sells products for the pool industry. So I'll probably be doing another deep dive on this one too. So again, don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell notification if you don't want to miss that. So I'll be digging that one and probably come out with a video doing a deep dive there. So he likes that stock under $310. Sold some more put options. Norfolk Southern, I believe this is a railroad company, if I remember correctly. Ticker symbol NSC, more selling put options, like under $185. But this was a longer one out. This one expires in September. So interesting. That's kind of a longer one. He usually likes to do that 45 to 60 day range. So that's a bit longer than normal. Banco ZK, another interesting one because he sold some call options at $45. So that would tell me that he's willing to sell those that position in his portfolio if it goes over 45, but he's willing to buy if it goes under 30. So interesting. Selling call options over 45, selling put options under or at $30. So Still likes Banco ZK if it's under 30, but doesn't mind selling if it's over 45. Activision Blizzard, he's been holding this one for a while, selling some more call options here at $95. But this expires in 2025. It's very rare for me to see him sell options like this so far into the future. Now, what typically happens, what I've seen is, over time, if he, if those put options, do well, he'll just kind of buy out of them and then get rid of them. So we'll kind of see what happens now. There was some negativity around this stock here recently that, the UK was going to stop the purchase of Microsoft for Activision Blizzard. So we'll see if that continues to happen or not. But I know the price of the stock kind of got hurt recently. But that's his put options and call options for the quarter. Very interesting. Again, I'm going to be doing a deeper dive into Pool Corp, and I'm also going to be doing a deeper dive into Tyson Foods. Surprised, there was no Tyson Foods on this here. Was another thing too, interestingly enough, that shows up here. And I went to the SEC.gov website to actually pull this. It's not easy to go find. I showed it in another video. It's pretty mind-numbing to go find this information on the SEC.gov website. But usually when the expiration date's at the end of the month, it doesn't show up there. So I'm surprised to see these, that they expired 3/31. This is as of 3/31, and it's showing up. Usually these don't show up. So just kind of interesting, just a small note there overall. All right, so that was Phil Towns' portfolio in a nutshell for Q1 2023. So again, we saw him buy a new stock of Tyson Foods. We saw him sell out of his Armada Hoffler stock during the quarter. His cash position actually increased during the quarter, 42% of his entire portfolio, but his option contract portion of his portfolio was pretty big in the quarter overall, and it was interesting to see a lot of those put option and call option contracts. And again, looks like he's trying to sell out of his iShare silver position. He's willing to sell some of his Banco ZK position as well. And it looks like he's looking to sell out of Boeing too, based on those option contracts that are in there. Again, if you're looking to how to value stocks, which is incredibly important, I do offer different templates on my Patreon page. I'll put a link down in the description below if you want to go check that out. You also get access to my Discord channel as well. There's almost 100 people on there. All value investors. We kind of talk about what's in the market, what we like, that sort of thing on there. So definitely go check that out if you are interested. Don't forget to hit the like button on the way out. I really, really appreciate it overall. Thank you so much for watching. I'll catch you guys on the other side. As always, take care and God bless.